Hey lovely folks, it's your vet and artist Avneet here, and I wanted to talk today about a little bit of a heavier topic, which is putting pets to sleep. Before I get started, I think I probably want to say that this topic itself is personally really hard for me. A little bit more about myself. I am a vegetarian and went into vet school with the desire to keep animals alive at all costs. When I was first introduced to the idea of putting animals to sleep in practice, it's something that I struggled with and I still struggle with now. The video today is mostly focused on how to make this process less horrendous. In my experience, PTS firstly, when I say PTS, it means put to sleep, just so you know. PTSs for me tend to be the most traumatic when owners don't know what's going on clinically with their pet, when there's a lack of knowledge of the situation, and secondly, indecision. And they're the two things that I want to focus on to try and improve. So let's start with being informed, okay? So I would just say be really, really clear with your vet or with any of the staff that are looking after your animal. Just ask questions. That information is so crucial to understand what's going on. It can be really helpful to actually bring a notepad or a piece of paper, or just have your notes open on your phone. Owners, if I can just borrow the notes on their smartphone, and I'll just jot down a few keywords to either Google or look into a little bit later, because it's so much information in one go. How can you expect to absorb all of that when it took us 5-6 years to acquire that information? Do what you need to do to get that information into your system and take the time you need to process it. Now, the trickier part of this is the decision making. Decision making is really tricky because it's really hard to know when it is time. I have found this hard as well with my own pets. I think the main thing that we can think about are the 5 freedoms, which are the guidelines to animal care, I would probably say globally, and I'm just going to highlight what those are. So we have freedom from hunger, freedom from discomfort, freedom from pain, disease, suffering. We have the freedom to exhibit normal behavior, and then we finally have freedom to not experience fear and distress. Using these 5 freedoms can be really helpful in determining when it is or isn't time. Writing all these 5 freedoms down, and either each night or every few days just making a rating from 1 to 10 as to where we think our pet is on that scale. So by the time you walk into the vet and you speak to your vet, which is, let's face it, probably a short consult, it's really hard for you to describe exactly what's been going on in a really comprehensive way. So I think it's worth making these scales and rating a lot of these freedoms over a long period of time, so you can say definitively, yes, over the last 3 weeks, I have seen these numbers go from 5 to 2. That's a really important bit of information, because when it comes to making that decision, when you know things are getting worse, it's not ambiguous, and you're making the right decision. You know that you've got the information correct, and it's not just something that's really subjective. We're aiming to make a decision more objectively than subjectively, because then our head can process as to why we're doing what we're doing. I think this is a huge topic, and this video isn't enough to discuss all the different ways that we can make this process better. By all means, drop comments in the comment box below and let's talk. Let's talk about what we can do to make these experiences better. I'd love to hear about what was hard, what was good. It needs work. Really, really appreciate you guys tuning in today. If you like the video, give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next video.